Congratulations on your efforts. Would you like to represent me? Well done. You know, I came prepared tonight to speak to the family here and the students here, and then I listened to the superintendent, and I listened to Joe talk, and I said, you know, instead of going with what I prepared to talk about, maybe I would do better if I talked about some things I firmly believe in that may apply here tonight. But before I go on, I'd like to introduce my wife, Carol. She's here with me. We have three young children, 11 young children that love Chester County. Two of them live in Chester County. Our daughter lives in Greenwich, Connecticut. Then the chairman of Sprint Turf, Stanley Green, is here. Sprint Turf. I'm on the board of Sprint Turf Company, our turf company. Stanley Green is here. Stanley, thank you for being here. And our director of marketing, Amy Bracken, is here. Amy, thank you for being here tonight. But you know, we get in this atmosphere, and all of a sudden the theme is about helping people be more successful through education. Helping people be more successful. And first off, we as educators, and I once was a high school coach and teacher, taught English, set those kids back 10 years, I'm sure, and freshman civics before I became a full-time PE teacher and a head football coach. But anyway, trying to determine how we help people become successful. And, you know, I thought about this. First thing we have to do for our children, our students at Unionville High School, our grandchildren, as we help contribute to raising them and motivate them in any way we can, is to help them define what is going to be success. What is success? In this program right now, success will be achieving the goal, raising the money to upgrade the athletic facilities. Will that not have a direct correlation to the success of the students that are exposed to these facilities? We can't prove it in some way. Sometimes you can prove it, but really success is a progressive realization toward a worthwhile goal. And if young people, adults, and hey, we're always learning. If we can learn that to be successful, if we keep working toward a worthwhile goal of some kind, we're successful both physically, emotionally, and monetarily. And I'd like to believe that this is a very worthwhile goal because it's so unselfish. It's so unselfish. And people that vote against and criticize programs like this and put people in educational positions in a position to defend it are many times I have found are people that spend a lot of money doing a lot of other things that benefit nobody other than themselves. You know, selfish people all wrapped up themselves in a very small package. We all know a lot of them. We've all been around. I've coached some, not for long. But we're trying to be successful in improving the environment in which kids could then maybe appreciate a better opportunity to be successful in whatever, be soccer, football, hey, coaches, exposure to people. Well, if success is so critical, what controls success? I have found this out a long time ago. Performance is what controls success. You know, once I got out of high school teaching, nobody ever asked me what kind of a graduate credential I had. I have a master's degree. Everything I did in life after that was based on my performance. That it dictated the level of success that we were able to achieve in an organization. In my world, it was football. But we have to teach, we have to help our students, your kids, realize that their success is going to be based on their performance. Yes, their board scores, their educational background is going to be critical and all these things, but there's so many more things that are involved in helping someone perform up to their ability. Sometimes atmosphere makes an unbelievable difference. Environment makes an unbelievable difference. In terms of athletes that I've been exposed to so many times in the National Football League, you would be shocked to see or listen to athletes talk about the environment and the atmosphere that they came out of to end up where they are on the National Football League making an outstanding living. Yes, gifted as athletes, but also because they learned to perform well and take advantage of a God-given gift. And they also were in situations many times where people provided them the environment and the facilities and everything else that it took to perform well. Now, if performance is so critical to success, what is critical to performance? This is what I found out as I matured in my coaching profession. Motivation, passion. If a person is motivated, I used to get so upset in high school and junior college and college coaching when a counselor would say they would read the test scores of some child, some young adult, and say, you know something, your scores indicate that you cannot be what you'd like to be. What a turnoff that is for me. Let me give you an example of this. I was coaching as an assistant coach at Stanford in 1967, and we recruited a boy named Don Bunce out of Woodside High School in California. His board scores were not good enough to get into Stanford. His grade point average was just about 3.0. Now, I'm talking about Stanford University. But Stanford University at that time decided they were tired of getting beat by USC and UCLA. So they said they were going to allow some gifted student athletes that were pretty good students, but great athletes in school, and including a minority program as well. Don Bunce was not an Afro-American. He was a kid down the street, like kid. But he was admitted because he was a great player, okay, a great quarterback, and a pretty darn good student. Well, he ended up graduating from Stanford University with honors. He ended up quarterbacking Stanford University against Michigan in their second Rose Bowl game and beating University of Michigan. He ended up going to Stanford's med school and graduating from their med school. He ended up being their team orthopedic surgeon. Okay, here's a young man that board scores that would not allow him to come into Stanford. His grade point average would not allow him to come into Stanford. But none of those things measured his passion or his motivation to get it done. And there are so many people that are labeled that they can't or don't have the ability to. Kurt Warner just was really the most valuable player in the Super Bowl game that they lost. If they win the game, he's the most valuable player. His story, you know, I'm so fortunate to have had the opportunity to provide him this first opportunity in the National Football League. They called 14 teams. He's in the Arena League. 14 teams trying to seek an opportunity. A tryout would cost nothing. He would have paid for the tryout. Okay. We're the only ones that gave him a workout. Okay, we gave him a workout. In 1998, he was the team's most valuable scout team quarterback, meaning he played the role of the visiting quarterback each week in preparing our starting defense to play the game, and took no snaps in our offense because he was our third quarterback. The next year, he was the most valuable player in the National Football League. Most valuable player in the National Football League. After playing in his third Super Bowl Sunday, I told my wife this because I studied the numbers, his 3 quarterback efficiency ratings in the Super Bowl are higher than any quarterbacks in the history of the Super Bowl. Now, coming out of college, he was not gifted enough to be given the opportunity. He had to earn it. He was motivated. He was so passionate about what he wanted to do, he paid the ultimate prices. He went to the Arena League and played for years. When we bought him, we sent him to the European League, and he played 10 games in Europe on a team in Germany. And we brought him back with us, and then he sat on the bench for 16 games, played 16 snaps the last game of the season against the 49ers in San Francisco. The next year, because of an injury to our starter, he took over the starting role and wrote a whole new story. Well, then they said his career disappeared. It faded. What happened to him? Where did all his talents go? What happened to him? He got in the wrong environment.